Hi, I'm James, your growth executive. This week's 5-minute tactic. So, RevOps and Agile, what the heck, dude? I've heard of those independently, perhaps, but why are you putting them together? And what are you trying to communicate? It's very important, as I mentioned last week, for us to define terms up front so that we're all on the same page. Now, think of it this way: RevOps represents really bringing the teams together in one cohesive unit to work on a very regular cadence. Now, most organizations, as you may know, silo based on job function or role. So you have somebody, a leader, maybe perhaps running marketing, someone else doing sales. Yeah, they may work on from time to time, particularly if there's an initiative that they're trying to work on together. But there's not a cadence within the company often where they're just working in short iterative cycles to work on the dashboard, which we're going to lay out next week. So this is the big idea with RevOps. We're going to bring these teams together. We're going to collapse these silos. We're going to think about initiatives being an ongoing culture within our company, not something that we're simply just working on a problem for a season and doing so in silos. Now, the growth executive model is what you're seeing right here in front of you. I believe this is the path to 10x in your revenue. I'm going to talk about that in future videos, what I mean by that. So hold on to that. It's coming. I promise you're going to love it. But the idea here is that when we have marketing work that we're measuring and qualifying that maybe against sales and of course the impact against operations. So operations might be customer service, which could be responsible for activating and onboarding new customers. They are also certainly involved with retention. So the ability for customer service to speak into your marketing so that everybody in marketing is aware of what's happening in operations will significantly reduce your churn and shorten the time to close. And sales will be very happy because working with sales, of course, is where the contracts happen, right? So the idea is from lead initiative, from a lead, standing up a new lead to closing that lead, all the way down to servicing that customer. Everybody's working together in one team. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, I have a playbook here that I'm going to share with you, a chapter. This is the coaching playbook I work my clients through. Right inside of that is the RevOps tactics that I'm going to share this week with you. So specifically the rhythms, what that looks like every week. I run a 10-minute tactical training at the top of a 30-minute call with my team. And then we go into just a high-level precision scorecard, which is our dashboard. What are we seeing? What patterns are we identifying? And if anything there is troubling, then we break out into maybe a one-to-one or a team meeting at that point, or we may stay a little bit longer to work through that. Okay. So we set the week's priorities. Then we meet throughout the week at least twice for 15-minute stand-ups. So it begins to look a lot more like an agile team working quicker together than just going off and doing our own thing. Now, it is surprising to me, actually, if I can be quite honest with you, how many software teams, for example, work with some lean principles. So they're meeting regularly, they're defining their work, they are very clear on what's happening and when. And then when they talk in short stand-ups, they're really moving that ball down the field. Now, the problem though is with sales and marketing, we don't operate that way, right? We go to more of a head down, we'll just work on it. We have no idea what's going on. We have no idea what we're working on. So there's not that same feel. So I like to bring agility of the way you would run your development team into your sales operations and into marketing, bring the team together and work in a consistent cadence. In fact, the last week, I'm actually going to give you a framework to do just that, what I call the agile framework. So here's the idea. It's a fairly straightforward concept. Design your marketing initiative, your landing page. Talk to sales about how that's converting, what kind of quality leads are coming from that. Talk with development and product support about what that's meaning to your customer. Get that feedback, close that iteration, and do that time in, time out. We just happened with our startups that I lead or coach, the ones that I have bootstrapped 8 figures or more in revenue. I do that in very quick cycles where I get 52 times a year to get the team on the same page. Think about that. 52 times a year, we get in front of a dashboard, we get in front of our workload, we understand exactly what we're working on. Some tasks takes 2 weeks, some tasks takes 2 months. That's fine, but we're clear. Where are we on that journey? What needs to happen next? What obstacles are we dealing with? And how can we clear those as a team? 52 times a year, not 4 times a year, meeting quarterly, not once a month, 12 times a year, but 52 times a year where our team can get a chance to be at bat, winning and growing as a team, working together with one cohesive goal, and that is to drive revenue. So that's a wrap. If you have any questions, feel free to scan the QR code, jump on my calendar. We'll take a couple of minutes to work through this learning together, or reply to the email and I will respond there. I look forward to our time together next week where we would do a deeper dive into the dashboard and get that up early so you can understand exactly what it looks like when we start making improvements as a team. I'm James at thegrowthexec.com. I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a great day.